progress your career in the VA space. So she's been talking and leading virtual assistants and remote work professionals across the industry. And today I'm so glad that she can actually join us and just give us insights on how she's been using LinkedIn to position herself and also land global clients, because she's one person who is very ardent about speaking about remote work and landing global opportunities through positioning yourself through LinkedIn. So I'm really taking this session seriously and really looking forward to getting to learn on how she's been using that opportunity to make something out of it. Recently, if you follow her, if you go back to her post on LinkedIn, she was featured in international project management article. She wrote an article that was featured in IPM. So we are not just hosting somebody who is not quite familiar with what they're doing, but she is a remote work coach also. So I'm really looking forward to getting to learn a lot from her, because I also need to just get the hacks that she uses to at least land clients. And I know most of you are going to get you are going to get a lot of knowledge in terms of how you can use the various niches that you have identified to start positioning yourself correctly through LinkedIn after this session. I don't know, I've seen somebody like Faith Mbugua here, or no, it's Faith Irungu. So I'm really looking forward to learning from her. And Joan, kindly, these are our team members. Some have not yet joined. I know being a Sunday, sometimes it becomes difficult to get time to join this session, but we are a total of 19 mentees. We have a total of 19 mentees who we've been mentoring. So far, we are approaching our 5th week. We are starting our 5th week tomorrow. That is like the second last week before we come to an end of this program. So they are really looking forward to listen to you. And I know by the end of this session, they'll have gained something that they can use in their journey in this remote space. So karibu sana, and take your time to just educate us.
All right, thank you so much, Max. I know we've interacted for quite a long time now on WhatsApp and on LinkedIn. So hi everyone, my name is Joanne Batila. As mentioned earlier, I work as a project manager. So probably I just go next to my slides because I think it's gonna give you more of who I am. I had included that on my slides, so let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
All right. Hey, let me just try something out here. Okay, so here we are. So I'll present in full screen. If you have any question, I think Max will be able just to note them down on the comment section, and then I'll be able to answer them at the end of the session. So as you've all heard, my name is Joan Batila. I am a project manager who works with Altruistic. It's a company in the United States, and currently signed a contract with the Institute of Project Management as a growth partner. You're gonna learn that about my journey as we go. And I also work as a digital strategist. That one I do them physically. I have some companies here, that I manage their social medias and just make sure that they get some sales online. It's something that I do remotely also. The other thing is that I'm a founder of a health tech company called Diagnosis, which is coming up. I think from January, you'll see us more actively engaging on that project. I have a medical degree from the University of Nairobi. I just tweaked it a little bit and learned a new skill and got into project management and digital strategy. I also have a master's in business administration from Faithless. I think you will be able just to learn more about the institution when you go on my LinkedIn and check out. And then also I have a master's of science in project management that I'm currently pursuing. And I think when you come on my LinkedIn, you'll be able just to see. I don't know if you can see my cursor or it will pick even the school here. I've been on LinkedIn for 1 year, 1 month. I started in October 2024. I know most of you, if you've gone through my LinkedIn, you'll wonder how I've been able to build it in 1 year. I know I don't have quite a huge number of following. It's because for me, I'm focusing on money and not followers. Focusing on getting the money and getting my bag filled. And so I'm growing organically and growing the right channels and connections as I'm going to show you how to do it. And then I also do remote work consultation. So the topic today that I was given was strategic thinking and also using your LinkedIn for monetization. Maybe if I give you my background a little bit, I had a medical degree. I was practicing medicine, and then I wanted to try something outside medicine or just to add something on it. And I started learning project management. I've heard you say that I worked as VA. I've never worked as a VA. I've been working as a project manager all my life remotely. But I started out as a writer on LinkedIn. That is copywriting, content writing, and ghostwriting, to be specific. Those three types of writing. And then I transited into project management. It was easy to transit from then, from being a writer into project management through the help of my coach, whom also I'm going to talk about her more and more. And I landed her on LinkedIn. And I'm just going to show you how you can actually tap into many people opportunities, especially when it comes to LinkedIn. So strategic thinking, I know that already the class has already been taught how to package themselves. I want to assume that you've already been taught quite a lot of things that you need to do before you start, because on LinkedIn, if you have not been able to package yourself and know what you offer and who you serve, you'll not be able to break through. And most of the times, I normally say that you need to package yourself for global opportunities, especially when you want to get into remote work, and you stop packaging yourself for local opportunities. And as I'm going just to explore this more and more and just unpack on how you can strategize and think through and position yourself on LinkedIn for those international opportunities, and just packaging yourself and showing your skills on LinkedIn the best way that you can. So maybe we can just start. I'm going to give you the background on how LinkedIn works behind the scenes. This is the knowledge that I've gathered 1 year, 1 month plus on LinkedIn. As someone who has been able to use LinkedIn as my mainstream of income, as someone who has been able to monetize my LinkedIn account, it pays me more than the medical career. So you might really wonder why someone left medical to come and start doing such things. It has done quite a lot of things that I didn't expect, or I didn't know that I'll get there. So how does LinkedIn work behind the scenes? Number one, LinkedIn pushes profiles with activity. I'm going to say much than whatever is written on the slides. That is a disclaimer because they have quite a lot to share. I'm an advocate of LinkedIn. I love the platform because it has changed my life and everything around it. And so I'm going to share more than whatever has been written on the slides. So maybe you can just capture the ones that are not on the slides, and then maybe I'll share the slides later on. So LinkedIn is a visibility platform. Come to think of it, on LinkedIn, you can be able to access the CEO of Google. On LinkedIn, you can be able to access the CEO of NVIDIA. Let me just say the companies that maybe you would want to work with. On LinkedIn, you can be able to access, or you can be able to be accessed by CEOs of big companies. So if you are active on LinkedIn, you get seen, but if you are silent, the algorithm hides you. So it really pushes you if you have activity, if you're consistent, and if you have clarity on what you offer. And by clarity, I mean that you do not confuse your audience. I know that I'm talking to virtual assistants and I'm trying to capture most of your names. So maybe I'll go and check out your LinkedIn accounts and just to see what you guys are doing on LinkedIn. And I hope that when I check out after this program, as Max has mentioned, that you have second last week, that you won't be changing again and becoming another person on LinkedIn, yet you know that you are a virtual assistant. So have clarity. When your audience comes, they need to know, or your clients come, they need to know that you have a clear um, thing that you're doing on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn rewards you when you're posting consistently. And when you're posting consistently, we are going to maybe break it down on what to post, because some people also say that they don't know what to post. And I feel like what to post is huge. Even me have content that sometimes I wonder, so I'm supposed to do 2 posts and I feel like they're not even enough for me to post. So LinkedIn rewards if you're posting consistently. That can be 1 to 2 times in a week. You can decide to post 3 times in a week. There's some accounts that I manage. Also, I manage LinkedIn accounts for people who want to position themselves out there. And maybe I'm gonna give you testimonials at the end of the presentation, just to show you how we are doing. Um, so when you're posting consistently, even if it's 3 times in a week, you are better than someone who's posting once every month or once per week. You post today, you disappear for 3 weeks, you come back, you post twice, you disappear for 2 weeks. Um, LinkedIn rewards those who post consistently. And then number two, if you're commenting meaningfully. So, for example, you have a comment that you need to make, and you're not just telling. Tomorrow, maybe I post up. I have a post, and you really resonate with that post. Instead of just saying, "Great, I love this. I love your insight." Can you add also value on the comment? Like comment meaningfully so that your profile may be pushed, because LinkedIn, unlike other platforms, rewards those who are active, rewards those who engage, rewards those who are commenting. And it's a platform of, when you comment on someone's post and they come and comment on to yours, the algorithm pushes your profile to be recommended to more other people. That is how LinkedIn works. And that is why um, you always have to be commenting. You comment on people's posts and also reply to yours. Down there, people who have commented, and then LinkedIn pushes you. All right. And then you need to keep your profile updated. You're going to show you maybe how to do this, the different sections that are very important on LinkedIn, and how to keep them updated. And then you need to have a clear message of who you are and what to do. When I come to your LinkedIn, if I scroll through, can I be able to identify what you are doing? Yeah, what are you doing, and who are you? I really need to identify that by just scrolling through your LinkedIn. All right. So LinkedIn does not reward those of you who post once every month. I know it's quite tasking. I've been building my brand for 1 year, 1 month. I've been landing gigs from January, but I can tell you that most of the big gigs that I always wanted are now coming the end of this year after 1 year of trying each and every time. And that does not mean that you wait for the big gigs. You can take the small ones that are there, the 6 months, the 4 months, the 1 year contract, the 2 months, as you wait, as you build, as you go, as you go. And then number two is that you don't leave your profile empty. There are people who their profile picture is just blank. Their bio section is 3 dots. I've seen that quite often. Your banner section is destructive. Your about section does not bring out who you are, the problem that you solve, and the impact that you've had when you're solving that problem. We are going to dig deeper into that and how to do it. And then the other thing is unclear career positioning. All right. And this, I see it when you have a problem with packaging yourself. I know you've been taught about niching down. I'm just assuming this because I know you've had a 4 weeks journey. This has to have been covered. Niching down, having one niche, and clearly communicating and packaging yourself for the clients that you would want. So most of the times, I think people who do not have a clear career positioning, they struggle with it because they have not packaged themselves from the word go. You want to be everything. And let me tell you, one of the mistakes that I made when I was starting out on LinkedIn is that I wanted to be everything. It didn't help me. When I finally niched down, opportunities started coming. And even up until now, I only have one career path. And as much as I'm doing remote work, I also know that I'm project manager, and that is the gigs that mostly I'm taking on LinkedIn. So the algorithm pushes people who look serious, consistent, and confident. And be confident in your work. The only way to be confident in your work is when you're competent. You cannot be confident if you're not competent, and we all know that. And be consistent, show up over and over and over and over again. And then you also look serious. If I come to your profile, can I see you as a serious person? Can I see you as someone who is really looking for that virtual assistant job? If I come to your profile, can I see you? Can I see your profile as something that you're using to get clients? I coach remote workers to get into remote work. That is my other job apart from project management. And one thing that I usually remind them each and every time is that when you're writing your CV, whether you put in the referees or not, they are not going to call your referees. They are going to check your LinkedIn as a reference point. Always and always. And most of the times we don't know that. And when I want to come to your LinkedIn and check your profile, I'm not checking actually about your post. I'm gonna check if you're serious. Like the profile, is it serious? Can I see the banner? Can I see the profile? Can I see the bio section? Can I see the about? Can I see how you presented your role section? It is very, very much important. Um, and then number two, engagement signals matter, like comments and like. If you comment on a post, it shows that this person has thought and value to contribute. And so LinkedIn is going to push your post. I have seen people that have 15,000 followers on LinkedIn, but when they post, they have only 5 likes and 0 comments. And now you wonder, why is it not balancing? It's because the platform itself has been structured to push those who are commenting, those who have thoughts and value. And it pushes it to the right people if you've connected with the right people. And that is why I told you, I know that I started with people last year that are at 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. Me, I'm still at 6,000 because for me, I'm following where the money is and not the number of people. So I connect with strategic people so that when I comment on someone's post or when they comment back to me, it pushes more to the first that I've commented, the first that I've connected with, sorry, so that I can get more gigs and just get people that can help me to get into whatever I need to get to. And now as a project manager, I know the people that I connect with, because you also need to know as a virtual assistant as you're going to see that. And then when you like someone's post, it tells, LinkedIn tells that person that this person saw something and they tap the screen. And so you are active. The people who just scroll on LinkedIn, please don't be one person that just scrolls on LinkedIn. Be someone who likes, be someone who comments, be someone who engages meaningfully with people's posts. And as you are going to see, maybe after this, where to get the opportunities, especially on LinkedIn, I'm going to show you how people actually get hired in the comment section and the post, other than the job board, because I know most of us go on the job board to check out. So LinkedIn gives comments more visibility. You need to write comments that show insight. Put some thoughts. There are people that I've noticed even on my post, they use AI more to comment. Please don't use AI. Just comment organically. Comment organically. For me, I know my comments have gone way beyond, so I have an assistant that helps me with that. But each and every time that she goes and comments, I go and check out who are the people who have engaged, who are the people that are talking on my comments, what are they saying, what is my audience saying at each and every point. But when I started alone. I started commenting on my own. I used to comment and nobody's commenting back, but I kept on pushing and pushing and pushing until now I got comments that overwhelmed me. And due to the revenue that I was getting on LinkedIn, I was able to get someone to come and help me because I knew that was the thing that was bringing in the money. And then have 1 to 2 sentences when you're commenting. Please don't comment a whole paragraph. Don't comment a whole statement. Don't comment things that are not there. Comment according to whatever has been written. And then commenting daily increases your reach faster than posting daily. Let me tell you, if you comment on people's posts, LinkedIn is basically about commenting on people's posts. It's much better than posting daily. And that is why you will hear someone has 20,000 followers, 25, People have 50. I've had such conversations with people. They have reached out to ask me how I've been able to monetize my LinkedIn account, but they are not able to monetize. Why? Because they don't know that the secrets actually lies in the commenting and the connections that you have. You see that connect that you send, LinkedIn has 100 connects per week. You only have 100 to send. Okay, me, I have 100 on my end to send out. And so I cannot go send out connects to the people that I go to church with. I mean, I'll meet you guys in church and you have my contact. Or people that I was with in high school. I mean, there's a high school group or people that we had in campus. I mean, there's a group there I can go. If I need a job, I can just say in the group, you guys give me a job. But when I come on LinkedIn, I strategically send I normally accept all the connections that come to me. But when I use the 100 ones, I'm the one who does actually the connections. My assistant only does the comments. I do the connections and the DMs. So when I do the connections, I normally send to strategic people, the people that I want to work with. If there's a CEO of a company that I admire, like IPM reached out to me, and the reason why they were able to reach out to me is that I connected with the right strategic people in the company that was there. And when people were commenting on my post, the posts were being recommended to their. So when they come, they see my post, like I'm in their faces, and then they're like, I think we can reach out and we can do an article with them. And the article turned out to be a 2 years contract. Growth partner employment that I'm going to maybe talk about it later as we go on. So example of the strong comments that you can make, you can say, this is a great reminder. One thing that helps me as an executive assistant is preparing agendas beforehand to save meeting time. That shows that you know what you're doing as an executive assistant. Or if someone has posted about a tool, you say, I've used this tool before. It really improved how I organize my tasks. So for those of you who just comment, great, awesome, I love this. This is impactful. Please change your commenting style because LinkedIn sees what you're doing. They see what you're doing. And then the third thing is that recruiters search for keywords, not job titles. So maybe you're here and you're an executive assistant. Let's say we get people that transit from, let's say, a traditional job into executive assistant or virtual assistant, but you're still stuck with your other job. And now on the headline, you're still having the title of your other job. Please go and remove it. It's not giving you money, and put something that gives you money. So the biggest mistake that people make is that we are so stuck into our job titles other than the skills, and the skills pay more. Let me tell you, if you just take a skill like administration or customer support or project coordination, and you tell someone that this is what I do and niche down, we normally have two things in business. We talk about the blue ocean and the red ocean. So the red ocean is where everyone is. That is where everyone is saying, I am just an executive assistant. That is what I do. I'm an executive assistant. That is what I do. But the blue ocean is where you narrow down. You ask yourself 7 times, I'm an executive assistant. Who does what? Who does calendar management? And then what does this do? You ask yourself 7 times until you get the thing that you really need to niche down into the smallest thing. Because the blue ocean is where the money is. The red ocean, someone will just hire you and they'll tell you, we pay virtual assistant 50,000. Why should we pay you 150,000? But if you're in the blue ocean and you've niched down up until the nitty-gritties, you can be able to tell them, because this is the value that I'm bringing to you, because this is the skills that I have. This is what I do as a virtual assistant. So recruiters actually search for the skills and the solutions that you're going to bring into the company. Please don't be the person who brings problems to the company. Be the person who brings solutions to the company. So such skills help you or help the recruiters to find you. And I'm going to show you where to put the skills, because someone will just search, I'm looking for someone to do calendar management. I'm looking for someone to do inbox management. I'm looking for someone to do itinerary planning. I'm looking for someone to do for me traveling planning. And if you just stuck on the titles and you're not narrowing down into the skills, your profile is going to be missed. So if those words are not on your profile, you simply will not appear actually when they search you. And you must place them in your headline, as I'm going to show you. You must place them on the about section, your experience section, and your skills section. Those are the most important parts of your LinkedIn. And so now, Let's talk about your banner, your headline, your about section, your skills, and how to use them to create visibility. So these are the 4 areas that determine if someone wants to stay or they want to scroll past. The first one is your banner. That is your billboard. If you go outside in a market, you get branding on people's shops. Like there are shops that are called Mama Brian shop. There's a shop that is called the Lord's Blessing shop. So every shop in the market has like a banner. It has like a headline up there. You know that you can send someone to go to Mama Brian's shop and they can locate it. The same way you need to present your banner in a good way. When they come, they can see this is a virtual assistant LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is actually a shop. They're coming to buy from you. This is a virtual assistant LinkedIn. This is a someone who does calendar management. This is someone who has such and such a skill. So it is your digital billboard. And now you should present it with professionalism. You need to niche down. All right. I know you've been taught about niching, and you need to communicate whatever you're offering with clarity and confidence. And there's how you can communicate whatever you offer with confidence, even if it's in writing. You can read someone's banner and you can feel like these people are not, this someone is not confident in whatever they are offering. So bring it out with clarity and confidence. So for example, you can just say executive support, administrative excellence, and remote operations. It brings out whatever you do. You've narrowed down it administrative excellence. I believe that there are many types of executive assistant roles, and then you work remotely. It brings out your digital billboard so well. The second thing is the headline. Sorry, there's a repetition here. We were not supposed to have that, but anyway, your headline. This is the most important line on your profile. And I don't know if you guys know where the headline is. It's just below your profile photo, just below there. I haven't talked about your profile photo. Maybe just to say it needs to be clear from shoulder above. Please, those of you who are standing on your profile photo, go and remove your standing profile photo and get a passport photo that comes up, and then have a clear background. Don't have a distractive background. Don't have flowers. I don't know you're having what. When you're coming, you're still distracted just to see what is behind you. Just have a plain one. You can have a dark, you can have a blue, you can have a yellow, whatever color you're going to choose, have that. And then after that, now you go to the headline, which is the most important line of your profile. So it should contain your role, your value, and your keywords. All right. So what is the role that you're doing? You're an executive assistant. What are the keywords that you have? Calendar management, communication, productivity, travel itinerary. Say those things. What are your value? All right. What have you been able to do? Maybe I have helped, let's say, CEOs and founders to save 30% of their time by calendar management. All right. That is your value. The 30% is your value. So bring that out clearly as you can. All right. In as much as you're writing an executive assistant, you can say, I help, or this is what I do, or I work with CEOs. All right. I help is so much on LinkedIn nowadays. So you can decide to be unique and say, I work with CEOs, making sure that I save 30% of their time. And then say, whatever you're doing, maybe you're working remotely, already someone knows that you're an executive assistant. Or if you're saying you're a virtual assistant, already that someone knows that you're working remotely. All right. And then now your about section. Your about section is your career story. That also needs to be well highlighted. And this is what I do with the about section most of the times. I know it is not included here, but this is what I say. So when you package yourself, you normally identify the problem that you're trying to solve in the market as a virtual assistant. There are quite a lot of problems that you can try to solve. Is it wastage of time? Is it people missing their flights or missing out on important communication? That is if you want to do email management. And so the first part of the about section, I normally say that identify the problem. Someone is coming to your profile, identify the problem that they're going through. And let me tell you guys, most CEOs, even me, I'm a founder. Sometimes I don't know the problem I'm going through until I meet someone and they tell me they solve this problem. I'm like, actually, this is a problem that I'm going through with diagnosis. I need to sort it out. Or I'm managing a project. Altruistic is a company that I've been working with since the year began. And what we do is that we supply medical equipment to Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria, and Ghana. And sometimes I'm overwhelmed with everything because I have to manage it remotely. I'm not there physically. I have to manage the team remotely. My boss is in the US. She's a busy nurse. That is what she does there. And now she handed me the project to make it to come into completion, you know. And project management sometimes has a lot of budgeting problems, people quitting, people missing deadlines, things going way beyond. So what happens is that I get someone and they tell me, by the way, this is what I do. And I'm like, actually, you can solve for me that problem. All right. So it doesn't have to be CEOs alone, even people that you're working with, or people that are working around you. There are problems that people are going through and they don't know. So when I come to your profile and I'm reading your profile and you tell me organizations or CEOs go through this and this and this and this, and I'm like, actually, I go through one of these. So if you're solving this problem, actually you will help me. So I'm going to reach out and you're going to do what? To help me with this problem. That is how you get a gig through it. All right. So about section, start with the problem and then tell me how this problem is affecting me as your client who has come to your LinkedIn. How is it affecting me? Is it wasting my money? Is it making me miss deadlines? Is it making me miss important communications? Is it wasting money? Because most of the times we are trying to save costs. We are trying to see how we can balance our teams. We are trying to see how we can travel and not miss out on important meetings. So tell me that this is how the problem costs me. And then after that, you now tell me this is how you solve the problem. So that is where I come in. This is how I solve the problem. And then after that, now you say, this is the impact that I've had. All right. And then after the impact that you've had, you now tell them to contact you. Always use your LinkedIn as a way. Always use DM for collaboration, email everywhere on LinkedIn, on your bio section, on your about section, on your banner. Have your email there. Make it easy for people to contact you. So I'll repeat again. On the about section, you start with the problem that we are facing as people who are looking to employ. Number 2, talk about how this problem is affecting us. What are we losing? Because you know already that this is what we are losing. Tell us it so that it can be more urgent to us. Because if you don't tell us, we won't even know that this is what we are losing. Some people even don't know that this is what they are losing. And then after that, you now say, this is how I solve the problem. So you bring in the skills. And when you bring in the skills, you bring in the keywords in your career. So you're a virtual assistant, you're solving this problem by doing this and this and this. And these are the skills that I have. And then the last part, you now say, this is the impact that I've had. So as a virtual assistant, you have worked before. What have you been able to do? Communicate it in numbers, in metrics, and please also have the impact there. All right. And then say DM for collaboration or say email me here. All right. Something that maybe I forgot to say about the banner, also have your email on the banner or how people should contact you. The people will say, check my featured section. And then the featured section has a link on how people can do that, which is okay. The people will say that email me, mine has an email, which is okay, or DM me, which is also okay. So always remember that your about section is the section that is going to sell for you. Whether you're posting or you're not, your about section is what is going to sell for you most on LinkedIn. Apart from your headline, the next thing that someone checks out is your about section. And let me tell you, the education section, people don't look for it that much. They look for the skills section. What are the skills that you have? And what are the things that you're going to bring, the solutions that you're going to bring to the company. So make the skills section also packed with the related keywords. You only have 100 skills on LinkedIn. So please, if you have a skill in first aid or you have a skill in, what is this thing called? Fire extinguishing. Maybe you learned it when you are in your previous career. Please go and remove it because it's not going to help you to get an executive assistant role. It's not going to help you to get a virtual assistant role. And put those ones that are related. I know you have a software engineering or you did CQL at some point, but you only have 100 skills. Please make sure that you maximize on them because those are the keywords that when someone searches, they will bring them to your profile. So use that skill section well and wisely. Now, that was about how LinkedIn works behind the scenes. So now I just want to talk about virtual assistants, how you can build a strong presence on LinkedIn. All right. I've already talked about most of the things. It's going to be a repetition, but this is just to highlight. Use a clear professional headline, because I told you that is where people check mostly. If you are an administrative assistant, the people who actually say administrative assistant at, let's say, Altruistic. I'm going to use Altruistic so much because it's a company that I work with and they're okay me mentioning them everywhere. Administrative assistant at Altruistic. And I'm like, okay, why are you putting the company that you're working for there? Just say executive assistant, remote support, calendar, and operations manager. Calendar and operations management is actually skills. Or say maybe you are a virtual assistant who is going into social media, because there's social media virtual assistants also. You can say content, admin, and client support, or productivity and organization. That is for virtual assistant who is going to work with a CEO who wants to be productive and organized. You can also use those words. All right. So make the professional headline to stand out. All right. Your headline should answer, what do I help people do? If you go to a headline right now, can you answer the question, what do I help people do? If a client comes on your profile right now and they read your headline, can they be able to answer this question? Let's say, let me use Max. What does Max help people do? Are they able to answer that? Because it's very important. People actually check the headline and the about section more than any other section. All right. And then after that, you now share some simple practical content. You don't need to be a writer to start, especially, but you grow as you go, because content builds credibility. People start trusting you when you start posting content, when you start teaching them about whatever you're doing. Teach them simple content categories. All right. Like, for example, what are the lessons that you've learned in your administrative work? Have you ever worked as an administrator? You guys have had 5 weeks program. This is the 5th week, or you're getting into the 5th week. What are the things that you've been learning? Have you been writing notes? Because that is some good content that you can share out there, so that people can trust the work that you're doing. People can see how knowledgeable you are, how skilled you are, how learned you are as a virtual assistant. So content that builds credibility, share it out there. Like I've given here an example, maybe a prompt that you can think about. One thing I've learned as an executive assistant is power of preparing agendas in advance, because that is something that you will be doing, especially if you're going to be a virtual assistant to a CEO. Or you can share about productivity tips. My 3 favorite tools to stay organized as a VA. I remember when I was starting out, I shared how to stay productive as a remote worker. It's something that I was still navigating, but I was sharing it on LinkedIn, I think sometime last year. So don't shy away to share things that you're also learning. I still have imposter syndrome on some things, and genuinely I can share it either on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever platform that I would want to share, and people will relate to it, and you'll get a CEO who also is struggling with that, and now will be like, as you navigate, you can also help me to do this and this and this. And then number 3 is the tools that you use. I know you guys learned about Canva, Trello, Notion, Calendly, Google Workspace, Slack. You can have like a whole week talking about Canva. The next week you're talking about Trello. After that, Notion. And then content can repeat itself. As you post about Canva, Trello, Notion, once you're done, maybe there are 6 of them, week 6, you can come back again to Canva. What is it that you didn't share about Canva? There's quite a lot of content that you can share out here. All right. What are you learning? What are your struggles as an executive assistant? How are you helping people to manage their time? What is your success story? Because also people relate to stories so much. Normally I share snippets. I haven't shared my story about moving from medicine to working remotely as a project manager. I haven't shared the full story, but when I share the snippets of my story, I get people really, really connecting with that so much. When I share my struggles with how I got rejected, maybe sometime last year after applying, and then I was told I'd be contacted after 1 week, and then they never showed up. I emailed them, and then they never even replied. When I share such stories, people really connect with them and with you, and then they're like, if you are able to do this, then you can go through anything through that. All right. Share your struggles. Share your personal stories, how you got into executive assistant. Share your experiences with clients. Yeah, is there a client that tried to scam you? Because I think I also tried to share that. You educate your fellow virtual assistant, or you educate your CEOs. If they comment and they relate to it, it pushes your content. Remember, the goal is to do what? To push your content to reach who? The right people. And you have to be connected to the right people. You cannot just be connected with the people that are in Kenya and then you are expecting to get a job in UK. Connect with people in US, in Canada, connect with people in Ireland. My coach comes from Ireland, actually. I landed her on LinkedIn and she offered me the first 3 months they were free coaching session, and right now I pay for the package. When we meet once in a month. She's a project manager, and I can attest that most of the roles that I've been able to get on LinkedIn, she's the one who has given me the strategies to get to it. So share, connect with people that are outside. You want to land an executive assistant role that pays 200,000 Kenyan shillings. So the strategy is this: you cannot get that money in Kenya. Kenya, they're going to pay you 70,000. So what do? I connect with people that can pay me that amount of money. And those are people that now are outside Canada, Ireland, and share those things. So when people comment on your post, let's say you share a personal story and someone comments on your post, it pushes it to the faces of those that you've connected with. And now you connect with the right, that is now the power of connecting with the right people. All right. And then number 4, reflections from the mentorship that you've just had. All right. What did you learn about today's session? Maybe I taught you something today. You've just learned something new today on LinkedIn, about LinkedIn. Um, it's something that you can actually make a post tomorrow and just say, this is what I learned when Joanne was talking about this and this and this and this. All right. And that gives the perception to the CEOs and the people that want to hire you. It gives them the mind that actually you are someone who is able to learn, you're willing to learn, and you're flexible through your learning process. All right. So they don't need to be perfect posts, they just need to be genuine. And let me tell you, when you start out, it might be difficult. People will not believe you, people will doubt you, but you just keep on going. At some point, your work will come and speak for itself. All right. I talk about consistency over perfection. I know you're waiting to have that perfect post. Please, you'll never have a perfect post. We improve as time goes. Some of us started with one of the worst posts. I can't even go back to check my first post on LinkedIn because I feel I will just wonder what was I doing then. But do you know what? You keep on going, you keep on growing, you keep on going. When I go to my Instagram, the first video that maybe I made, I cannot check at it even twice. But I can't delete it because I also want someone to see the journey that I've gone through. So you don't grow on LinkedIn by posting perfect content. You grow by showing up often, each and every time, and connect organically, connect with the right people. Don't be very fast at looking at how many numbers of connections do I have? How many followers should I have? Imagine it doesn't tell. For me, I normally check how much money has come into my bank account this time around from LinkedIn, how much money has come from Instagram or from TikTok. I want to know the money and know the people that have come. Yes, I do check my analytics, especially with my assistant now that she's helping me with my LinkedIn. I have to check, but the most important thing is the money coming in. So consistency is normally posting 1 to 2 times in a week. I've put 1 to 2 times in a week for those of you who have not started. But if you started, I can challenge you. There's a time that I was doing 5 posts in a day. And let me tell you, sometimes you need to be delusional for you to achieve whatever you need. Sometimes people say, but you're posting too much on LinkedIn, you're crowding your LinkedIn. It's okay. It's their opinion. They are advising you from a point of their own fears. You post those 5 to 4 posts in a day are the things that are going to be on people's faces, out of sight, out of mind. So be on people's faces. Those who you think they need to hire you, be on their faces every time. All right. And then comment daily and then update your profile. My profile, I normally update it after every 6 months. So in December, I'm going to update it into something else because that person who saw me in June, when they come back, they find another thing. All right. I updated it in January and then did it in June, and then I'm doing it again in December. So always update 3 to 6 months. Uh, change that banner, change that profile picture, change that bio section, change even the about section. You can change it. All right. Bring in a new person again and start and just keep on building as you go. And then the other thing is that being visible in your niche. All right. Position yourself as the go-to person, especially in your niche. And then how do you use your LinkedIn? for remote job opportunities. I hope if you have any questions, you'll be able just to type them in the comment section, and then I'll answer it once we are done, any question that you might have. So position yourself as a future focused executive assistant. So your profile has to show the digital skills, the remote tools, how you're excellent in communication. And as you all know that I'm a remote work consultant, the reason why I got into that consultation is because I'm a project manager, and part of my work is normally to hire a team. I've hired for quite a lot of companies in the US and the UK. And the reason why I started the coaching, it was because most of our people don't know how to present themselves, especially in these remote opportunities. So, and the other thing that I also wanted to talk about more was about communication. We don't know how to communicate our skills. We don't know how to communicate our strengths and everything that we have. And I've noticed that that is the biggest problem that we normally have, communication excellence. And remote work basically lies in communication. Remote work is not the same as physical job. You can send someone an email, and if they haven't replied, you'll go to their desk and tell them, Nani, you haven't replied my email, please check. And then they will ask you, what did you mean about this statement? Because you guys are on the same desk, or you're in the same company, or, sorry, the same building. Remote work, if someone did not understand or someone took things out of context, that is how they're going to move with it. Communication is very, very important. And sometimes, even the timings of communication, because you also need to know the companies that you're going to work with. I know that for me, I normally work my own time. The async type of remote work, there are two types. So the async type of remote work. But what I know is that when I'm sending emails, I schedule them to go the times that I know they're in the office, not the times that I think I should be sending the email. So communication is very, very important. And it needs to come out even in your profile that you can communicate with excellence, because that is what most people are looking for. And then the other thing is professionalism on your LinkedIn. If someone comes on your LinkedIn, they need to see you're professional. You're not the one who is bashing people. You're not the one who is commenting. You're not the one who's trolling people. When someone posts, you're the one trolling. And actually, it happens even on all platforms, because they normally search these things. And the other thing is that you can show initiative. Are you able to initiate things? Are you able to solve things? Because modern companies want assistants who move with speed, clarity, and confidence. Be a problem solver and not someone who brings problem into the company, because we've seen that quite a lot. And then the other thing is connect intentionally. Your network is equal to your opportunities. So if you're going to connect with people that are around you, your high school mates, your campus, for me, I have connected with my campus mates and my high school mates. I don't detest that. But when they send a connection, I only have 100 connections per week, guys. 100. So I need to connect with 100 CEOs. I need to connect with people that are going to bring me business next year. I need to connect with recruiters. I need to connect with founders. I need to connect with managers. I need to connect with the operation managers. All right. Connect with executive assistants and virtual assistants globally. There are quite a lot of them. You can connect with one in Philippines. You can connect with those ones in Nigeria. Know what is happening, because they'll update you. They will give you insights. They are the ones who know where the opportunities are, because they're also looking for those opportunities. So connect with people that are going to give you the value that you need. Don't just connect randomly. All right. Align your connections. Even if you're here and maybe you've connected with 1,000 people that are not people in your career, I don't say that you go and unfollow them. You have 30,000 connections. Even me, I haven't exhausted on the connections. If I get to 30,000, I'll start removing people. But now, connect from today onwards, be intentional. Who are the recruiters that you want to connect with? I'm going to show you how to do the messaging. Uh, Founders, CEOs, connect with those people, HRs, operation managers, connect with them. Everyone that aligns with your career. And then keywords are very important. I think I've talked about this. I'm not going to repeat myself, especially on the about section and the skills section. Please always, always have the keywords. And then now maybe I'll talk about the messaging strategy, the job search. I'm going to present another screen on this, and then we can finish at that. So the messaging strategy number one is that you need to reach out to someone from a point of creating a relationship. So this is going to be a little long. I'm going to explain it deeper. From a point of creating a relationship, most of the times when we reach out to our potential employers, especially CEOs and hiring managers and operation managers and anyone in the management, we normally connect them from a point of, I'm looking for virtual assistant job. Hi, I'm a virtual assistant and I'm looking for such and such a job in that and such a line. And what you get is a snob. What I normally advise is that you go and check out that person's LinkedIn. What is something that you can start a conversation with? Like something that interests you and you can start a conversation with. All right. Reach out to them. So maybe let's say it's me. You love my company diagnosis. You really want to know what diagnosis is all about. And let me tell you guys, everyone loves talking about themselves. So give someone an opportunity to talk about themselves. Everyone really loves talking about themselves. So reach out and ask them what they're doing with their company. Uh, if they are posting, comment on their post and then reach out to them and tell them, I really loved your post about this and this and this. So that is week 1. And then week 2, you again reach out to them from a point of relationship. And then now the third message is what you use to do what? To pitch. What we do is that we normally pitch from the first point. If you pitch from the first point, you're likely going to get snubbed. I need you to first create a relationship with someone. Even if they're not going to hire you, they might think about you at some point and then they refer you to someone. And this is something that I actually learned, that there are quite a lot of opportunities out there. It's just that these people also are overwhelmed. They don't know how to hire. And actually, I've noticed that most HRs don't know how to hire. Not don't know how to hire, but they don't like hiring. It's a whole huge process. One of the sites that I normally use so much to help people to get into remote work is called Brandwork. And I have conversations with the HRs there somehow. I have conversation with the HRs there, and they tell me that they have a huge problem just to get the right candidate in, because the first thing is that people are applying and they are not even finishing their applications, or they are not even submitting their videos. They are not submitting they don't finish the applications to the latter. Like there's a part for video, or they call someone for an interview and they don't show up. And so they're also stressed out on who to hire. And so when you reach out to them on LinkedIn, you're actually making their work easy. Is it someone they're considering? Is it someone that they have an opportunity for or not? And reach out to them from a point of having a relationship. The first message, have a conversation, let it flow. The second message again, and then now the third message you pitch. And how do you pitch? You tell them the problem they are going through, how the problem is costing them. I think you remember now the about section. You don't have to make it long. You just make it, this is the problem you're going through, how this problem is affecting you, how I'm solving this problem, and the impact that I've had. Because most of the time we just reach out that I'm a virtual assistant, I do calendar scheduling, I do inbox management, I do, and you forget. And guys, LinkedIn needs you to put in the work. And this is the hard part that people don't like. And this is the hard part that distinguishes those who get opportunities on LinkedIn and those who do not get the opportunities on LinkedIn. Those who are willing to do the hard work are only 1%. The 99% are not willing to do the hard work. And normally the hard work is reaching out and getting a relationship first before pitching. And the pitch is not what you do. The pitch is the problem you solve for this person, the problem this person is going through. So that means that you could have already read about that person. You've seen the company and everything they're going through, and try and guess out the problems that they might be going through, how this problem is affecting them. All right. And now imagine you're doing this for one person. Maybe you need to send like 25 of them in a week. You have to do that research, and it's quite a lot of work, but it's very rewarding. I did it when I was starting out. Right now, I don't do it because opportunities right now are just like, I get a lot of DMs to come help in a project, to come and help in a project. But when I started out, I had to do it. I had to push myself out of that comfort. I had to push myself to be among the 1% that are willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do. All right. And then number 2 is the job search strategy. So most jobs are in the comments, in the DMs, and the posts that people make, not in the job board section. So let me give you one hack. I'll go back to my LinkedIn. I give you a hack, and then we come back. So this is my LinkedIn account. I'm gonna just show you a little thing here. So when you come on your LinkedIn, most of the times we normally come on the job section to look for a job. Let it just a minute so that it can load. Taking some time there. But I just wanted to show you a hack that most of the jobs are not on the job board. The jobs are actually in the comment section. The jobs are actually in the DMs. The jobs are actually in the posts that people make. All right, my laptop is misbehaving because I switched. Yeah, but if I'm not able to record the hack, I will share it so that you can also see for yourselves how you can join virtual assistant groups, because that is where most people are being hired. How you can reach out to CEOs. All right, it's here. It will accept. Right. So you come on your search bar. So in your search bar, imagine you can search CEO. Okay, there's a little delay. So you can search for a CEO. So you want to work with a CEO, or you want to connect with a CEO, or you want to reach out to CEOs today. You go on the people, you filter, use your filters well. That is the first hack. You use your filters well. Or you can actually search people. You can actually have people or groups. You can actually join CEO groups. And guys, don't shy away from joining these groups. That they are here for you. CEOs actually are hiring in those groups and they don't have people to hire. So position yourself. You remember positioning yourself and packaging yourself. So you can even join the groups. All right, my LinkedIn has brought its head. It's here. So people, and these are Kenyans. If you filter, you can see Kenya. For me, I don't want to work with Kenyans. I'm so sorry. Okay, I work with Kenyans in remote work coaching and digital strategy. But when it comes to project management, I know that is where the money is. I want to work with companies that are outside Kenya. So you can choose location. You can choose actually the locations that you want here. You can choose even the company. Filter down even into the company. Do you want to work with the CEO of Harvard? All right. And I need you guys to dream big. You guys are able to achieve this. And I normally say that you can only go as far as your mind. If your mind is only in Nairobi, you'll go to Nairobi. If your mind is in Busia, you'll only conquer Busia. If your mind is all over the world, you want to conquer the world, you're going to achieve that. So show results. He's going to filter for you and give you CEOs that are in that. So, oh, did I put location? Because location can choose United States, or you can choose New York. You can choose, as you can see, the locations that it's bringing me. And then you can start messaging them. You can actually reach out to them. And guys, don't shy away. A closed mouth does not get fed. And embarrassment is the cost of you starting out on something. You need to be very embarrassed. Okay, you need to be okay with being embarrassed. You'll be embarrassed to send those DMs, but send. People will not reply, but send. It pays, guys. It does pays with time, as I'm going to show you. So this is number one. You can look for CEOs. So you can look for hiring managers. You can look for project managers. Project managers actually hire, guys. A lot of project managers hire. You can look for operation managers. You can look for anyone. You can actually filter and join the groups also here. You can join the groups. As you can see, there are groups here that you can join. Like this one has 2 million members, because that sometimes people actually just post on those groups. You can join the groups, tap on the Slack links and join. I know you've learned about Slack. It's a tool that you need to know as a virtual assistant. Join those Slack groups. That is where the opportunities are. And pitch, talk. Guys, if you don't have money, you're too broke to be invisible. You're too broke to be silent. You're too broke to have your mouth shut. You're too broke. You are the one who knows. And this is where I talk with so much passion. You're the one who knows when the landlord comes and knocks your door. You're the one who knows when your child does not have school fees. You're the one who knows when your parents do not have the money that you are looking for. So push yourself beyond. Don't wait for someone to push you. Someone will not do that thing for you. Do it for yourself and go beyond. So be embarrassed, talk about, ask. You can post in that group you're looking for a job. After you join, I've not joined, but if you join, post there that you're a virtual assistant and looking for a job. And actually you can use the strategy of, this is the problem that you guys are going through. This is how this problem is costing you. And actually I love that formula so much because most people are not using it. Every time, even on my TikTok, when I receive a request to get into remote work, people normally say, hi, I'm a customer service. I am good. I'm skilled. I have computer skills, blah, blah, blah. It's just one script. So please, the problem, how this problem is affecting us, how you're solving the problem, and the impact that you've had so far. It always works out. Use that formula and let me know how it goes. The second thing that you can do, now we are looking for a job. All right. So you're a virtual assistant. You can come here and just open, because this is where most of the jobs are posted. So open quotes virtual assistant. I know it's a hack that is known so much. So, and hiring. I use quotes so much, but you can forgo the quotes and remote. So it's a hack that actually I've had a lot of people using it. So it's not something new to you, but I need you to use it because it works. And then you tap into it. So now this one is filtered by groups. I need to go to post. So use the filter as well. So when you go to post, you'll see quite a lot of virtual assistant jobs that have been arranged here. My laptop is slow a little bit today because it has been working since morning. Like it has been working the whole week without rest. And then now this one is a virtual assistant that is hiring, but is hiring 6 days ago. So when you go on the comments, you'll get that people have already applied. And now you want to look those that are top de la cream. You want to apply among the first people. So date posted, the past 24 hours, and they show results. You're among the first people to apply for the job. All right. And then it will filter. And here it is. This one has just been posted 5 hours ago, and you can see it has only 1 like. This one has been posted. Also, can to check if someone, I don't like working with Indians, but if that is the opportunity that you're gonna get, all the best. But I normally discourage so much because of the disorganization that is there. But yeah, you can check. You can actually tap and just see. Like this one is Get Merry with advertising. Can you see, is it a credible source? Because also someone cannot be having less than 500 connections and they only have 2 posts and they've already started hiring on LinkedIn. It's a scam. Like this one has 15 followers. And if you check very well, you'll see that they have started posting two days ago. All right, it is a scam. You're going to be scammed. So that is also the other way. You just check out, like you check out the profile of the person. How long have they been there? 15 followers, red flag. They need to have like over 500. Actually, I normally say over 4,000 followers, because hiring managers actually have a high number of people following them on LinkedIn. So that is the other hack that I needed to show you about LinkedIn. So let me go back to my slides. We finish up and then I take some questions before our time goes. So now we're going to talk about some testimonials just to encourage you guys, for those who have been able to be there, some from me, some from the people that I work with. I have quite a lot of them. And then I can take in any questions that you might have. Just a minute. So testimonial number 1, let me show my full screen. Oh. So testimonial number 1, as I told you, I started out with reaching out to people. I used to send DMs, quite a lot of them, spend nights to send DMs when I was starting out. But now DMs come to me. This one is a LinkedIn DM. I just took a screenshot. I took a snipping tool and snipped it today when I was preparing. So the company is one of the biggest company, one of the hiring company. Let's just say it's Deal because it's here already. They reached out to me on Friday, and this is what they wrote to me. I love your profile to scale operations. Hi, Joanne. I love your background, especially on focus on management and project will be critical to your continued growth. We are hiring a team lead, global service center EMEA at Deal. And then there is a job description here, and then there's a link. I booked a meeting with them because I need to finalize with them on the contracts, and we agree on the money and the contract, and then I start working with them, I think in January, because that is what the rest of the thing says. So this is a recent deal that happened on Friday. Deal, you guys know Deal. Deal is, if you are in remote work, I think you know Deal. Deal is the hiring company, one of the biggest companies that hires remote workers. It's a hiring agency. So they reached out on Friday, and actually I'm not going for an interview. They told me we need to deliberate on the contract and the money. We agree on the money, and then I start working with them in January. So that is the rest of the email that I was not able to, the rest of the test of the, what do we call, the message that I was not able to capture. And then this one was now from IPM. So IPM is Institute of Project Management, for those of you who don't know. It's in Ireland, Dublin, and I told you my mentor comes from Dublin. Okay, I have mentors in Kenya, but my mentor that I started with on project management is in Ireland, and she has been helping me to make these strategic moves. Yeah, you move strategically. And actually, she has also helped me to just coach people who want to get into remote work, because I learn a lot from her, and then I use them to most people that want to get into remote work. So they reached out to me in June 2nd to write an article with them. As you can see, it has been written here. And then I was able to publish the article, I think, Max has talked about it. It's on my Instagram. On the first page, you can be able just to check out, or on LinkedIn. I think I've featured it. Yeah, I think I've featured it on LinkedIn. So you can check out on that. And then when I finished with the article, that is the first article that came out in November. I have another one that is coming out in November 14th. I have another one that is coming out in December. But when they reached out, when they published the article, the person actually reached out to me and told me they were looking for a growth partner to represent our region, that is the East African region. The countries is Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya. Those 4 countries, I think they're the ones that are active on internet matters. And so they wanted me to represent IPM as a growth partner and just help it to scale through these regions. All right. And we talked about it. Actually, I'm using LinkedIn screenshots because I don't want to go to the emails. This is a LinkedIn screenshot from my phone. The first one here is from my laptop. It was a snipping tool. So this was now after we were done deliberating on everything on how we were going to work. It was a LinkedIn conversation. All right. And then now they sent me a welcome email to my email address to join the company. And that is now the most recent opportunity that I updated on my LinkedIn that I started this November to represent Institute of Project Management in my region. It's a remote role that maybe sometime will require traveling later on. But right now I'm doing it remotely just to see how to figure out how we can have IPM come here. IPM is the institute that is the governing institute for project managers all over the world. It's located in the Ireland, Dublin. And then now this one is the message that I got from my company, the CEO of Altruistic. She reached out to me in January. And then she was just like, "Good morning, Joanne. I hope you are well. I would like to talk to you further about your expertise and how you can benefit my business. Thank you." And then that's her name there. I'm actually hiding the names because I don't want them. I don't want people to go and bombard their profiles with, I need a job and everything. He hired Joanne, and also I need this. So that is why I'm trying to cover up, even when I shared the screenshots out. And so we are looking for further talk further. And now when she said this, I remember we had a 15-minute chat. We scheduled for a call, and this is now the hardest part. The call was at 2 a.m. my time, but I had to wake up. I don't know if even if I woke up, I think I didn't even sleep. I had to wait for her for me to have that call, that sacrifice, because I've noticed that even most virtual assistants and people who apply for remote jobs, they are not patient enough to wait to get to the last part of the job application. Yeah, if you see a video, you run away. If you see an interview at 2 a.m., you run away. So you sit up until that, and that gave me a business that now I do. Not sorry, a job that now I do. I work 5 hours per day from Monday to Friday. It's an async type of work. It was just a 15 minutes call, and I was able to be hired and got a contract. And I work 5 days, Monday to Friday. It's an async type of work. That means that I can decide what time do I want to work those 5 hours. I don't have to be working according to their timings. But when it gets to Friday and Mondays, I have to log in their time so that we can have a meeting as a project manager and update the whole team how we are doing. Now, that is about me. Brought this one here, a good friend of mine, a Kiswahili teacher, as you can see, optimize her LinkedIn. She doesn't even post. If you go on her LinkedIn, you won't even notice that. The last post, I think it was in June or May. So what I did is I just optimized the LinkedIn account, and then I did a 1 month post for her, and she was able to land a job to teach Kiswahili. And so it's just an encourage. I'm using this testimony so that I can encourage you guys, because if a Kiswahili teacher can be able to get an opportunity on LinkedIn, I know even you can get an opportunity as an executive assistant. So for her, even we don't have much. If you go on her LinkedIn, does not have much engagements. Even she hasn't updated her current role. I noticed today when I was going through it, she hasn't updated the role that she got via LinkedIn. So we just optimized and then did 1 month post. I was doing three posts per week, and she was able to land an opportunity to teach Kiswahili. And then there is this one who was following me on TikTok. I think I joined lives on TikTok. I do lives on TikTok, and yeah, they just use the knowledge that I gave them on LinkedIn about LinkedIn, and they're able to get a discovery call on a high value client. All right. Just I don't know. I don't share much deeper details and things go deeper on TikTok when it comes to LinkedIn. But even the knowledge that I was able to share, she was able to get a high value client and landed a discovery call with them. And I normally say that once you land a discovery call with the client, it's your job to make sure that you close that deal. And that is why communication comes in and packaging comes in so well. So it's upon you and your mouth and your mind to close that deal. And now the last one, the second last one is this one. Ugandan reached out and optimized her LinkedIn account, and then she landed a virtual assistant real estate. The last time that we had a conversation with her is that the client was considering her for a bigger role because she felt she was bringing so much value into the company. And now that means that also money was coming in. We didn't work for a long time. It was only 3 weeks and she was able to get a job. And then this one is for a class that I did. And then, yeah, just receiving DMs in their LinkedIn and questions for collaboration and freelancing. So whatever knowledge that you've learned today, that is why I brought out these testimonials. Even if it's one thing, just commit and go and do it. As an executive assistant or as a virtual assistant, go and do it. Do the hard work. I told you the hard work with LinkedIn is the DM strategy that people avoid so much. People are just, they don't want to go through it. And that is where the money is. Reach out to people, check their problems. That's actually the hack. There is no other hack, guys. That is the premium content. Reach out to people, go into their DMs, check what is the problem that they might be going through as a virtual assistant. How are going to sort out this problem, and then send a message to them, because I know you guys have one message that you send everywhere. It doesn't help. Please have a tailored message for each and every person that you're going to reach out to. So thank you so much. I'm gonna take any questions. You can connect with me on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, wherever, and then you can join my 3-day bootcamp that is coming up if you're interested. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. This is really inspiring, by the way, John. I've really learned a lot, and I know my team members have also learned so much. I think I'll give some of you a chance to maybe ask Joan some questions. I've seen Jason. Jason, you've posted on the chat. Maybe you can unmute and just reach out to Joan. Yes, Chris, I'll give you a chance after Jason has. Jason, go ahead.
Yes. Hey. So my question was, if Joanne is able to like go through our LinkedIn profiles and just give probably an unbiased feedback, and perhaps if some things we can be able to tweak on, adjust, and probably that would really help. If it's possible,
she's very brutal, by the way. I know.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean that's the whole essence of the feedback. You see, you're able to take positive criticism, and you're able to grow eventually.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know if it's a possibility.
Dan, what's your thought around that?
Well, I can review. I do review LinkedIn profiles, but at a fee. I'm very strict, by the way. I've gotten quite a lot of compliments. I don't know if compliments or complaints. Let me just say complaints. Sometimes they come as complaints from my mentees that I'm very strict, because I'll return you to do things 1,000 times until you get it. Until you do the right thing. Yeah. So you can get a feedback about it. Yeah, I'm open.
Yes, I think you can connect with Joan through her LinkedIn, and maybe just reach out to her via DMs.
My WhatsApp number
can also reach
out. It's easier.
Yes, you can also reach out.
Yeah,
you can also reach out to her through that WhatsApp number. She's shared it on the chat. You can save a number and then just get to interact with her more in terms of whatever we've discussed today, because there's so much that she's really shared, and she's already shown you even testimonials coming from people she's worked with for like 3 weeks. I can't even believe that. That is crazy. But I'm really happy that at least I brought somebody who can show you that LinkedIn works, and it has gotten her from point A to point B. Yes, Chris, kindly go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I was inquiring, is it only me who have not seen some of our testimonials? I think the screen just
it froze. Okay,
we didn't see.
I will link up with